Hi there, this is Data, and welcome to its Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Wednesday, September 25th, 2024, and tonight I'm talking about AEW Grand Slam, but I'm not alone. Joining me for this video is none other than Michael 101591.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Datilla? Once
Doing
again,
good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Once again, glad to be here on your show here.
Well, it's good. It's good to have you. So let's talk about Grand Slam. This was what, the third annual Grand Slam?
This is the fourth.
The fourth Grand Slam. And so we have quite a few things to talk about. We had a short card, but there was a lot of stuff that happened. Let's kick things off talking about the Swerve Strickland update. So Prince Nana went out there and he was providing us an update on Swerve Strickland. We find out he's still not medically cleared to come back. But that wasn't the talking point of this segment. The talking point of this segment was that MVP debuted.
Montavious Porter.
MVP. And I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here because he was it seemed like he was blaming Prince Nana for Swerve Strickland's failures as of late. You know, like he came out and he was just talking. Look at Nana. Like he does not look like he's happy to see MVP out there.
What is he doing here?
Yeah. And it
the good thing is now MVP is away from Omos.
Yeah. So it seems like he wants to do business with Swerve Strickland. Now, obviously, if MVP's there, that means the rest of the Hurt business might be there. Right?
Yes.
All right. So, hold on. I got an update. Oh, where is it? It was an
update live on.
Well, not an update, but like from Fightful Select.
Let's see.
Here we go. So, from Fightful Select reports that MVP debuted in AEW on Grand Slam, targeting Prince Nana. MVP is all elite. Fightful Select reports recently that the Hurt Syndicate, I'm assuming that's a new name for the Hurt business, was in talks with AEW. We can confirm that MVP did sign with the company. MVP took aim at Prince Nana, whose client, Swerve Strickland, is taking time off. And then, so, let me see. Montavious Porter, MVP. I'm excited for this. I feel like he's trying to recruit Swerve Strickland. I think that's going to be a fantastic pairing. Don't get me wrong. I like Prince Nana. I think that it was a fantastic pairing, him and Swerve Strickland. But I think that MVP and Swerve Strickland would be even better. Now, this leads me to ask, Jack Perry is doing an open challenge for his TNT title on Collision this Saturday. Could we possibly see the debut of Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, I think we might see the debut of Bobby Lashley. Because if Bobby Lashley comes in, and I said this in my review, if we get Bobby Lashley coming into AEW, at Wrestle Dream, we might see Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland.
Oh, I would like to see that.
Yeah, it's been going around social media. Like, people are predicting it that, you know, now that we got MVP tonight, there's a chance to have Bobby Lashley come into AEW.
And then how does Shelton Benjamin factor into all of this? So who debuts on Collision, Bobby Lashley or Shelton Benjamin?
I think Shelton Benjamin.
I would say Bobby Lashley for Wrestle Dream if that were the case.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Bobby Lashley does debut at Collision as the person answering Jack Perry's open challenge.
Yeah, or you could have him debut on a edition of Dynamite.
You mean the 5-year edition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week.
See that. But I definitely do think now that MVP is in the mix, we're definitely going to see Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley debut.
And we're going to get a new version of the Hurt Business.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later, we're going to see it. All right, so that's not the only thing we have to talk about. We'll get into the match a little bit later, but tonight we had the FTW title match, Hook versus Roderick Strong. At the very end of the match, Roderick Strong shook Hook's hand and he hugged him. You know, the Undisputed Kingdom showed respect to Hook, But Hook basically retired the FTW title and he handed the title to his dad. I thought that was such a sweet moment of him handing the title to his dad and then, his dad hugging him here.
That's a nice image there.
It was. It definitely was. So, what were your thoughts on this? I totally was not expecting Hook to retire the FTW title tonight.
I'm like, thank God. Thank God the FTW championship is retired because AEW did not see the FTW championship as, like a regular title. I mean, it was basically Hook's title, carried off from Taz. And then it went to Jericho, which we all want to forget that. And then it went back to Hook. So pretty much, they weren't doing nothing with the FTW championship.
I guess it's about time that title is retired.
I agree.
Daniel says, when Hook retired the FTW championship, I was thinking AEW was going to bring AEW Hardcore Championship. This was just to please Taz and the ECW Hardcore fans. I don't know. It would be interesting if they do bring their own version of the Hardcore title. I don't think they can call it the Hardcore title.
No, there's too many titles. The AEW has too many titles. We don't need any more.
But overall, Hook versus Roderick Strong was actually a pretty decent match. Like, Hook dominated Roderick Strong.
I thought it was very meh.
You thought
it was your typical Hook match.
I was not expecting it to go for Roderick Strong to get dominated like that. I thought Roderick Strong would, be the one dominating Hook, but no, Hook really dominated Roderick Strong in this one. All right, so tonight's Dynamite kicked things off with the AEW World Title match. It was Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. I have to say, I was really surprised this opened the show.
Yeah, me too.
I was really surprised.
Like somewhere. I thought they would put this match somewhere like in the middle of the show.
But what happened on the end, this kind of makes sense why this opened. Let's see. Also, Hook should go to NXT. In my opinion, he'll grow more. I do agree. I think he'll get a lot out of going to NXT.
There was talks about maybe Hook leaving AEW and possibly signing with WWE.
Well, maybe that would explain why he retired the FTW title. All right. So this match, there's so much history between Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness here. And the big question mark surrounding this match was Bryan Danielson gonna be able to compete tonight? And I like the fact that they played Bryan Danielson's music at the very beginning, and then he doesn't come out. Nigel basically calls him the American coward. And then they play the final countdown. This opening match was for all present ROH fans. Was for all the ROH fans, past and present talent. I have actually never watched Ring of Honor, so
Me neither.
But
I don't know about their Bryan and McGuinness's history because I know they had history going back then.
Yeah, they have history. I think they said that this is like what, their third match?
I think they had more matches.
Yeah, they probably did. But this is McGuinness's first singles match in 13 years. Yeah, but this was really great. I actually really like this match. This should have main evented.
I didn't even know Nigel McGuinness was, a in-ring competitor. I always thought that he was a commentator.
No, I knew he was a wrestler prior to being a commentator. One of my favorite things in this match was on commentary. If you were paying attention to commentary, they were like, he's a right-hander and he was forced to go lefty.
I did actually hear that.
It was so hilarious. Bryan Danielson wins by submission. If you pay attention, I think McGuinness mouths "thank you" before he taps out.
I think he uttered maybe "thank you," or it was kind of like a F you to Bryan.
It was either "thank you" or "fuck you." Maybe Nigel will be more nicer to Bryan on commentary. Maybe he will. But this was really great. At the end, Christian Cage coming out with the contract, and Kip Sabian stole the pen, preventing Christian Cage from signing the contract. And then as Christian Chase kept saving, he ran into Pac and Claudio. So very interesting to see what's going on. Maybe we're going to see the Patriarchy versus BCC for those trios titles.
Now I thought that was very random of Kip Sabian coming out there. I mean, when do you see Kip Sabian on Dynamite?
Well, you're forgetting. Seems like Kip Sabian has been trying to get like the Patriarchy's attention. Nick Wayne, remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So we'll see where this goes, but this opening match was really great. So then this is when we get the FTW title match, which we already talked about. So we're just gonna go ahead and skip over this. We're going to talk about the AEW Tag Team title match. It's the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, or United Empire. So this match was incredible.
I thought this was the best match of the night by far.
Yeah, this and Bryan McGuinness. Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness were my two favorite matches tonight.
I thought that match was decent, but I thought it could have been a lot better.
I see. But this was great. I really like that double Styles clash that they did. That
AJ Styles would be proud.
Was Matthew Jackson wearing like diamonds or something on his head? He was definitely wearing something on his head.
It looked like diamonds. But I remember at one point where like I think it was either one of them, they hit Matthew, and I thought it was a tooth flying. I don't know if it was Fletcher or Ospreay when they hit. I think it was Nicholas. I thought I thought a tooth flew out of his mouth, but it was like the sparkles.
Oh, I really like that Canadian Destroyer that Matthew Jackson did to Will Ospreay.
Me too. A lot of those Canadian Destroyers, when they do the Canadian Destroyers, they're awesome spots there.
I thought that like Kyle Fletcher had legitimately gotten knocked out after they hit him with they hit him on the ring apron, or the stuff pile driver on the ring apron. He looked like he was knocked out.
Yeah,
but this was great. That turnbuckle brainbuster was also another spot that I liked. But the interesting part here was they were definitely telling a story. So Don Callis was on commentary, and he got off commentary and handed Kyle Fletcher a screwdriver. Now, if you looked at Kyle Fletcher's face, he looked really surprised that Will Ospreay was stopping him from using it. You know, it seemed like Kyle Fletcher was more inclined to use the screwdriver than Will Ospreay. And because of this, it allowed the Bucks to take advantage. You had you had Matthew hit Will Ospreay with the title, and then Nicholas hit Kyle Fletcher with the belt, and they ended up winning this match. And like you could tell that Kyle Fletcher was at the very end was staring at Will Ospreay. So you can say Will Ospreay technically cost him this tag match, these tag belts, because he hesitated. He wouldn't allow Kyle Fletcher to use that screwdriver. If he would have used it, they definitely would have won.
Yeah, definitely. There were points in the match where we all thought that Fletcher and Ospreay were going to defeat the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I definitely thought that they were going to defeat the Bucks here, but they didn't because of Will Ospreay. Now, I honestly do think that this might lead to Kyle Fletcher and the rest of the Don Callis family attacking Will Ospreay because it was his fault.
Mm-hmm. I think that might be leading up to that. Because you did see a little bit of tension in Fletcher's face.
Yeah, he was pissed. You know, and I wonder, I don't know what Mark Davis's road to recovery is. I don't know what the status update is on him, but I wonder how Mark Fletcher's going to fit into all of this when he comes back. So we get a quick Conglomeration interview. We find out Rocky Romero is officially a part of the Conglomeration, and Mark Briscoe was wearing a Dem Boy shirt since they're 6 miles from where the Briscoes wrestled their final match as a tag team.
I'm like, Rocky Romero's a part of the group. Golf clap.
Like, that group is getting bigger and bigger. So after this is when we get the Source Strickland update and MVP debuts, but we talked about that. So let's go ahead and skip over to the AEW Women's Title match. Is Yuka Sakazaki versus Mariah. Yuka Sakazaki. Yuka Sakazaki versus Mariah May. This is actually a pretty decent match.
I thought it was okay.
It's so surprised Mariah May won here. She's still using the Storm Zero as her finisher.
Yeah, we're probably going to get another match between Mariah May and Toni Storm whenever she comes back.
But Mina coming out, first Willow came out, and because of Mina's music, Mariah May was able to hit Willow with the belt. So it seems like Mariah's May next feud is with Willow Nightingale.
Yeah. And then like Mina Shirakawa coming out there, like being all confused because I think Tony Schiavone on commentary said, "Oh, Mina doesn't know this version of Mariah."
Yeah.
I think something might be going down, with Mariah and Mina at some point.
I definitely do see them feuding for that women's title.
Mm-hmm.
So our main event is Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. And remember, if Darby Allin put his title opportunity on the line against Jon Moxley tonight, so he had to win.
Yeah.
In order to face Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream. I thought this was an okay match. Darby Allin coming out with his skateboard.
That's a badass skateboard there.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think the fans started chanting, "You can't kill him" to Darby Allin. Like, he got busted open from the mouth. At one point, he was like gagging when Moxley was trying to put him to sleep. But Jon Moxley won this with the Avalanche Death Rider. So I have to say, like, I thought that Shane McMahon was gonna come out after this.
Same.
Like, I thought he was gonna appear on the Titantron, and we were gonna get like this big revelation that this whole thing is Shane McMahon's doing. That didn't happen.
Considering it was in New York and he's from Greenwich, Connecticut, which is not too far from New York.
Right?
That would have been a perfect time.
Yes, I agree. But instead, Bryan Danielson comes out. He chokes Moxley with the necktie. Marina tries to pull Bryan off Moxley. Then Private Party and Commander attack BCC. And basically, Bryan declares war on Jon Moxley. And the final countdown ends up playing. So that is how Grand Slam goes off the air. And
there was a lot of good spots in this match, though. Like, you had that one spot where Moxley had his arm in the ring post.
Oh, yeah.
And Darby Allin was, trying to kick it. You also had that spot where Maria Shafir pulled the mat up to reveal the concrete on the floor. And at that point that Darby Allin was trying to do that tope suicida to Moxley, and Moxley got up and Darby went back first onto the concrete. You heard that loud, like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but overall, what would you think of Grand Slam, and what would you rank it on a scale from 1 to a Sean Spears perfect 10?
Well, I thought Grand Slam was a decent show. I thought it wasn't as great as the others, considering I've been to Grand Slam 2022 and last year's Grand Slam, two shows that were very good. I had a fun time at. I have to say, this was a decent show. For ranking, I originally ranked this a 5 out of 10, but now that I thought about it more, I have to give it maybe a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10? I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty decent show. Was it a very strong show? No, but I did think it was decent. I just feel like the opening match and the tag team match were like the best matches of the night. And I get why they open with this, because you can't have Bryan involved in the final segment if you don't open with the title match. But personally, I would have done it the opposite way. I would have had RB. RB.
We have the meats.
Personally, I would have had Darby and Mox open.
Or
And then you
said
have
Darby.
Okay, Bodge. You can add that to the list of names I miss.
Now, whenever I see a commercial for Arby's, I'm gonna think Tatilla's saying Arby.
And then you could have had John Moxley. You could have pretty had the reverse of this finish. Like you could have had Moxley and BCC go out there and attack Bryan again. You know, was bummed for Darby deserves a world title shot. I agree. I kind of expected Darby Allin to win this.
Yeah, but I knew that Moxley was going to win. I would prefer Moxley versus Bryan over Darby.
Arby's is some good eating.
Yes, give Tatilla's to sponsor Arby's now.
Okay. Add that to my long list of names I've butchered.
We gotta have fun on your show, Tatilla.
Yeah. All right. You have anything else you want to talk about? Comment on Grand Slam before we sign off?
I thought the stage for Grand Slam was very different from the other previous Grand Slams. Like when I went to the 2 Grand Slams in 2022 and 2023, they had like a long ramp, and they didn't have that this year. Like the ramp for the 2 Grand Slams that I went to, they had a ramp and it showed like a graphic of, cars going down the road, which I thought looked cool. But I have to say that this stage that they used this year was pretty different, and I actually did like it, and it kind of felt, pretty good without the ramp.
Yeah. I brings up a good point. Bryan and Darby, both Washington natives, would have been a good match build too. That is really true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bryan and Darby are both from Washington, and I think that would have made for a great match. So I question if whether or not Bryan truly is going to retire a Wrestle Dream. I thought that if it would have been Darby, I could have definitely seen it, but now that it's Moxley,
I highly doubt Bryan's retiring now at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, because unless you want to turn Moxley into the ultimate heel, you haven't beat Bryan for that title.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, I thought this was a pretty decent show. And where can people find you, Michael?
Well, you guys can find me at my channel here, Michael101591. I do movie reviews. I do WWE, AEW reviews every single week. I do DVD, Blu-ray, 4K updates. I have old school commercials on my channel. So if you're very nostalgic, come over to my channel. My AEW Dynamite review is up right now at the second. So you can check out my full review of Grand Slam, me going over the match, move to move. And I'm also on X, formerly known as Twitter. You could look me up at MikeyBoy101591 and follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter.
All right. Make sure you guys check out Michael101591. As for myself, you can follow me on Twitter at @Tatil_. Talk all things wrestling, WWE, AEW, TNA. I go live on my channel every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays. I also do Power Rangers. Maybe with Halloween coming up, I'll do something Power Ranger related. I did get the AEW Upper Deck 2024 box. So once that arrives, I'll definitely be doing an unboxing.
And I can't wait for that.
And then for all things TNA, you can check me out every Thursday on Body Slam. And if I don't see you guys tomorrow on Body Slam, I'll definitely see you guys back here on Friday after SmackDown. Thank you guys all so much for watching. For the continued support, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.